Hi everyone, Josh here. Okay, so first of all, unfortunately, I didn't really have time to play Halo Infinite today because I was really busy today. But I do got something in mind for the video. There's some stuff that I missed last time that I got to talk about it, and I'm gonna go all out this time around. I'm gonna tell you things about Halo Infinite that I kind of missed on my last video. Last time I was kind of tired and I didn't want to record as much, so I'm gonna tell more on this video. Anyways, like there was this one point where I was going against this brute that had a hammer, and he was like a boss battle, and I actually had a pretty tough time with him. It took a while to beat him, but I actually beat him. I mean, he was like super strong. He went like this with his whack, with his hammer and all that. I mean, heck, he was even tougher than most chieftains, even harder than Halo 3 and Halo Reach's chieftains when it comes to brutes. And also, he was a boss battle too, which actually made it more grand in a way. And you guys remember how I told you that I went on the tallest mountain? Well, when I went on the tallest mountain, I actually tried to jump off the highest cliff off of that mountain. I jumped the highest peak of the mountain, and this might surprise you, but you can literally jump off of the highest mountain in Halo, drop down, and not die. I'm not even joking. This is actually a feature in Halo. No matter how high you are in Halo's environments, no matter how far you jump off, you'll take 0 damage. Your shield will go 0 damage. I mean, I know all the Halo games had like damage features, or you would just die instantly if in certain places, like if at a certain point you go too fast down. But this is probably the best feature I have ever seen in a Halo game. I mean, think about it. Way up top, fall down below, and you can just go, think about it. That one time I actually went against a base, against a whole bunch of Banished, and I climbed up on a tower, on a mountain, and actually jumped into the base and took some Covenant out. I mean, some Banished out. I mean, it was like the coolest thing ever. I mean, this is really cool. And the destruction mechanics of the vehicles, top notch. And I also really love the option where you can actually get control of UNSC bases that got control of the Banished. I mean, when I actually got to get control of a UNSC base, the pilot, I got to choose my favorite vehicle. The pilot drops it in, drops it off, and I can just drive around wherever I want. This is the most open, free, adventured Halo game I've ever experienced. This is the dream Halo game I've been waiting for. I mean, this is so good. And there was also this one point where there was this cave that was not guarded, and there was no Banish in sight. There was a whole base that looked like Banish, but there was no one there. And it was a cave that went straight down in the Halo ring. And when we came, it was a trap. There was this big, humongous laser. I can't even tell you how big it was. It was like a... I don't know how big to describe it. It's bigger than a base, that's for sure. It's a laser so big that basically if Master Chief stayed there any longer, he could have been dead. Absolutely dead. But he managed to find out that was a trap and got the heck out of the way as fast as he could. I mean, this laser was so powerful, and it digs straight through the Halo's environment. I mean, it was so cool, but also terrifying at the same time. We were crap, I can't remember what it was called. We were surprise jumped. I'll say that. We were surprise jumped by the Banish, and there was a whole army of Banish just waiting for us. and we tried to take out the switch, and then we found out the AI couldn't deactivate it. Then we had to destroy activate two things that activates things to destroy. We took both of those out. Then we tried it again. Then a dark chieftain come with a hammer, and we had to take him down. And then we finally got to turn off the laser, and that's when we got to go down in the installation, and that's where we found the Harbinger. That's when we found out that the Harbinger and the Banished were working together as one. I mean, this is probably the coolest campaign I have ever experienced. I mean, I did experience the Warthog effects. When they took out my Warthog a little bit, a wheel came off. I mean, that is very good detail. I haven't got to see the I guess I saw destruction on the ghosts and stuff when I took it out. But so far, I haven't got to see the destruction of the Warthog mostly, because most of the time I would just either keep it intact, or if it's just blown up enough, I would just abandon and go for another vehicle. Because I don't like to stay in a vehicle too long if I know that's going to get destroyed. Although there was one instance where I was driving a Warthog, and there was a whole bunch of bosses, like a whole bunch of bosses hunting me down after I took out 3 man cannons. And this brute chieftain actually had a chopper, a brute chopper, and actually had so much firepower that he just took me out just like that. My Warthog was weak anyways, and that's when I found out that I probably should abandon this Warthog, because I know it's gonna explode just like it did last time. So I went for a ghost, and then I slowly took him out with plasma, because I knew it was a death sentence if I went after him and going close. But man, these bosses are intense, and you know I love a good challenge. These guys are top notch when it comes to AI. And let's see, what else could I tell you about Halo? I mean, it's the best Halo game I've ever experienced. Crap. Is that really everything? Trying to think. Is there anything else I could say? Did I pretty much cover everything? Anyways, this is the best Halo game I've ever experienced. Oh yeah, there was this one part where I got to go up in an elevator and got to what? Oh, I know what I can tell you. When I was going up to the turrets, I actually got to encounter the leader of the Banished, not Atriox. There's kind of speculation that he's dead, but anyways, the new leader of the Banished, you know, they're on the ring. I actually got to see him in a hologram 3 times, and he was really imposing. You can tell that this main villain really wants to kill Master Chief, and he said that he hasn't had challenge for a really long time, and I grew really, really lost alone. But here you now stand. This is my last fight, a true test of legends. Our story will outlive us both. Send a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs. Fight hard. Die well. I mean, just that line alone, I am really excited to fight this guy. And finally finish. I mean, obviously this won't finish off the Banished, but I can't wait to fight this guy. I mean, he is really imposing. Almost as imposing as Atriox. I mean, obviously Atrax is more opposing than this guy, but I'm so excited to fight. You can tell that this guy's a legend of a villain, and he knows Master Chief is a legend of a Spartan. So just getting to fight a badass Spartan like Spartan 117, the greatest fighter in the universe, actually the whole Milky Way, beyond the galaxy, beyond the arc. You can tell that this guy really wants to fight him, and Master Chief is a legend when it comes to fighting off enemies, and you know this is going to be the biggest bout ever. Now I don't know how the fight of the this new villain called, ah, crap. I know I mentioned her before, the Harbinger. You know, the villain, the Harbinger. I don't know how the fight's gonna go with her. I don't know if there's gonna be a boss battle for her, and I don't know how hard it's gonna be, but basically how they described her is she was even worse than the Flood and the Prometheans. She was even stronger and worse than those people. That's what the AI said. They were even worse than the Flood and the Prometheans. So I can just tell that she's really tough because she actually used powers to teleport everywhere. And she used the power just to lock down Master Chief's armor. I mean, she might even more, I don't know if she's more powerful than the Didact, but she's definitely powerful. I mean, she is top notch when it comes to power. And I'm kind of curious of what kind of battle slash boss fight I'm going to have with her. And I also got to see the modder, but we quickly betrayed him, of course, and I got to play a boss battle against him. I kind of already knew how to fight him. I didn't even die even once. I kept my shields up pretty good. I lost ammo, unfortunately, at a certain point, so I just had to hit him a lot at a certain point. But I had a fun time taking him out. There's also the tower. There's this unknown tower that we went to. We actually shut it down, and Master Chief, AI fashion, actually got the pilot to come in. He jumped off. The Pelican goes like this, opens up the hatch. Everything comes flying out as Master Chief's trying to go in the Pelican. He lands in the Pelican and shuts it, closes the hatch, and the whole building explodes, collapse. Boom, bada bang, bada boom. And then when they were talking to each other, the AI and the pilot and Master Chief, the pilot says, "Is everyone trying to kill you?" And the AI says, I think they are. I think so." That was probably the funniest line. Oh wait, this is how they said it. "Is everyone trying to kill you?" I think so. I can't remember the exact line, but you get it. These guys have a bond. This is the most badass campaign I've ever experienced. Anyways, I'll be doing a video tomorrow. I know I'll be playing a Halo a lot tomorrow, and I'll see you on the next journey. This is Josh, signing out.